show you a little movie here at the beginning. Even Nike knows who's going to win in the end. Can you move to the first slide, please, Glenn? The PowerPoint. One of the greatest challenges to Christianity is what you see up here, written a long time ago. Is God willing to prevent evil but isn't able? Then he's not omnipotent. Is he able but not willing? Then he's malevolent. Is he both able and willing? Then where comes evil? Is he neither able nor willing? Then why call him God? Some questions we may all ask. But we know that God will win out in the end. Even Nike shows you that. But how can a good and loving God let us suffer? What does pain and suffering have to do with faith? If God is so good, why doesn't he hear our prayers about those that suffer? Or maybe he does. Does the Bible have any answers that we can find? What can we learn from Job, if anything? I've found that people that do suffer, they immediately turn to Job, Pope Francis. I can tell you that I personally read it 10 times. To me, it's about the lessons learned, the bits of wisdom one obtains, and the need to reach out to those that are really hurting. And I do believe this with all my heart. There's only two ways to deal with pain and God. You either reject God fully or you accept him fully. There's no in between. There is just no middle ground when it comes to pain and suffering. You either turn from God or you turn toward God. Well, I certainly can't walk us through the book of Job. What I am going to try to do, and Job's name is interesting. Job's name means, where is the Father? Which is an interesting way to look at what the deeper meaning of the book might be. But what I will try to do is choose some key verses that align with my message of faith, suffering, and prayer. I certainly feel very close to those that suffer, while my personal trials are trivial compared to those that really suffer. They're minor in comparison. I gained so much faith and reassurance from watching others that have passed through suffering, much greater than I. So wisdom, where does that come from? Well, we learn in the Bible we can pray for that in James. What does the Bible say about suffering? The verses read from 1 Peter and the Psalm 88 was written by a guy named Heman the Ezrahite. It gives us a glimpse into the world of suffering. I don't know if you're like me, but the first time you probably read that, you said, yeah, okay. So we suffered a little bit. But you learn that it appears that we suffer that we can prove our faith genuine. And it may result in the praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. Well, I'm a good listener. Maybe like you, you're good listeners, like everyone else. Why do we have trials? Why can't God just tap me on the shoulder and say, Bob, here's the next lesson you need to learn. Not take away my ability to eat. Or not strike somebody with cancer, or a stroke, or RSD. But do you really feel the pain in Psalm 88? Look at how he cries here. Why, O Lord, do you reject me and hide your face from me? And he talks about how this has happened his whole life. You've taken my companions and loved ones from me. Darkness is my closest friend. I mean, can you feel how much pain this poor guy was in? Darkness is his closest friend. What type of God could not hear this plea? And don't we all have like little samples of this pain hidden or exposed in our lives when we really look at our own lives? Today, I'm going to share with you my quest for some answers for all that suffer, some possible wisdom gained and knowledge learned, I think. Oh, before I start, how about Job? Because, God has a council and he meets and the angels are there, but the adversary's there also. If I was God, I wouldn't invite him, because eventually he gets control of Job. But God tells him, you can do anything to Job, but don't kill him. Why did God give him so much control? He allowed his children, his property, and his health to be taken. Well, how does Job respond to all this? Our first response is found in chapter 3. And Job says, Why did I not perish at birth and die as I came from the womb? In chapter 6, Job asks, where's my hope? What strength do I have that I should still hope? What prospects that I should be patient? Do I have the strength of stone? Is my flesh made out of bronze? In chapter 7, he moans a little bit more. Does not man have hard service on earth? Are not his days like those of a hired man? Like a slave longing for the evening shadows? Or a hired man waiting eagerly for his wages? So I have been allotted months of futility, and nights of misery have been assigned to me. When I lie down, I think, how long before I get up? The night drags on, and I toss till dawn. My body is clothed with worms and scabs. My skin is broken and festering. Job isn't done yet. In chapter 7, he asks God, what has he done to deserve this? And now he's right in God's face. Look, if I've sinned, what have I done to you, old watcher of men? Why have you made me your target? Have I become a burden to you? In chapter 10, he goes on, he asks God, why is he wasting his time putting this suffering on me? Because you're the one that made me, he says. Your hands shaped me and made me. Will you now turn and destroy me? Job is right in God's face.